Okay, so we are having another kind of rainy, dreary, wet day, so we don't have much to do outside right now. So I thought I'd go ahead and get some chicken stock done. I've got my big pot here. I think this is it's a 28 quart or a 32 quart. Can't remember the size of this one. But I've got 2 carcasses with some pieces in the oven there. I like to roast them up before it gives them just a little bit more flavor. Kind of cooking them up before I put them in the pot. And then over here I've got 2 more with some pieces. This one is actually a grocery store chicken that we had. And I've got some necks and things like that, just some pieces left, so I'll roast them up here in a little bit. So we roast those in the oven. These were just a few chickens that we had that we processed probably about 3 or 4 months ago before our big batch. So I just thought I'd just get them done real quick because it really doesn't take that long. We've got our pot here, and then we've got this strainer. This is actually like a crab pot. It makes it really easy because then I can put all of my vegetables, all of my bones in here. When it gets done boiling, I can just lift up the whole basket and it'll drain it out to where that we won't have too much to strain. As far as the liquid goes, there'll just be a little bit of pieces in the liquid that we'll have to strain. But this one's got 17 more minutes in the oven. I'll do the other one and add that one to the pot as well before I actually get it all started. And yeah, we'll just have the wonderful smell of stock in the house today. My favorite part, actually. Okay, so my first batch of chickens are done in the oven. Show you, get really nice and crispy. That's what we want. Get these in the pot. Number 1 in the pot, time for batch number 2. Something that I didn't show you in the last video is that I'll actually take all of this and I'll drizzle a little bit of, you can use olive oil, any oil you have. I've got a little bit of canola oil that I'm using on these. It'll help them crisp up a little bit more. It gives them just a little bit more flavor. I was able to get all of this last little bit on my pan, so this was perfect. It's working out really, really good. I'll be able to get all that we had in the freezer in this batch of stock. Drizzle, and then go ahead and rub it down. All around. I did find out that in that one bag, it was like a lot of fat skin, and just some extra pieces from our some old roosters that we didn't keep. So that is all rubbed down. And we'll clean up and get this batch in the oven. And I don't know if I said this or not in the last one as well. You roast it in the oven for about 45 minutes, 40 to 45 minutes. I like the 45 minutes because it's a little more crispy, so that I think it gives it more flavor. I don't know, but I mean it's about 40-45 minutes. It'll get a little smoky, but it does smell really, really good in here. So I don't mind the little bit of smoky to have just a little bit of that crispy chicken smell. But here, I'll show you inside the pot since we got our first little batch in there. Something that I can show you while we kind of wait for the rest of the chicken to cook is the things that we add to our stock to add some extra flavor. All of these are frozen, but we mainly use celery, onions, and carrots. I've used peppercorns before. I used them. I think I used it in our turkey stock that we did last year. I might use it again this year for the chicken stock, just to add another little flavor to add in there. But all of these, except for this bag here, is the ends and pieces of my celery and carrots whenever I've used them to cook with in the past. And then I save them in a bag, put them in the freezer, just so that I know that I'm going to be able to use it later on whenever I do my stock. This is just an onion that's been in the freezer. Anytime I don't use a whole onion when I'm cooking, I will dice it up and put it in the freezer. And I typically use it later on in something else. But this one I found at the very bottom of my freezer, so it's very old, along with this one. But this one I actually have some in pieces. I found some in pieces. I used onion yesterday, and I put the in pieces down in this bag that we'll use for today. I do use fresh as well. If I need to add more, I will. I've got some celery and carrots in the refrigerator, and I have a few onions left from the bag that I just got the other day. So if I need to add more veggies, I can. Just kind of give a bit, once I get everything in there and I get all the water in there, then I can kind of determine if I want to add more veggies or not. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't, but I mean I've got the fresh, so I can use the fresh if I need to. But frozen is perfect. Ends are perfect. You can even use the skins, like there's some skins in here. You can see that. Yeah, see I've got some skins in here. Use the skins, things like that. Anything will add just a little bit of flavor to your stock, and it'll make it so delicious. It already looks like I think I am going to add a few more carrots, maybe just one or two carrots in there. But typically you'd have about, you could do about 2 pounds of meat. If you do 2 pounds of meat, which is about 2 carcasses, you would use 1 carrot, 1 onion, and about 2 stalks of celery. So in there right now, it looks like I have maybe, if I would dice up a whole carrot, I would have maybe a whole carrot from my ends and pieces of carrot that I have in there. So I'm probably going to go ahead and add one more, maybe another one. I'm not too sure. But then the onion looks good. I don't think I'll add any more onion. I might add more onion. I don't know. I like the smell of onion. I like more of an onion flavor, so I might add some more onion to that. And the celery looks really good because I had probably 2 or 3 celery pieces that was from a whole that way it would be a whole celery. So I think the celery looks fine. I will just give it a again, I'm going to determine that after I put the chicken that I have in the oven there, after I put that in there and add the water, and then I'll decide really if I'm going to add more. But I already know I'm going to add more carrots, definitely more carrots, because there wasn't a lot of pieces in that one bag. So, but yeah, we've got about 30 more minutes, and then we'll see what we're going to do next. So the hubs came through and reminded me that we have a whole bunch of green onions outside on the porch that we grew in pots this past winter. So I got them washed up, and we'll get them chopped up and put in our pot instead of using the whole onions. I had 4 carrots in the refrigerator. They were starting to go bad. So I just went ahead and just used all 4 of those. And then I used that big bunch of green onions that I got out of my pot from the porch. And so I'm probably going to go ahead and add a few more celery that I've got in the refrigerator. Just kind of even it out. Have more of it. I mean, there's no right or wrong way to do it. So add as many or as little vegetables that you have, and it's still going to turn out great. We love using stock for, of course, soups, things like that. You can add it to rice when you cook in your rice. I haven't done that in a while, and that actually sounds really good. So that might be something I'm going to cook today, some chicken stock with some rice. So, yeah, just, throw in there what you have. Don't, again, like I said, I like onions, so I did add a lot more onion than, maybe you typically would. I've never used the green onions in it, so we'll see how that does. All right, second batch done. Yeah, it's looking good. I am going to have to add a little bit more water, but like I said, I need to wait for my RO to kind of fill up a little bit. But I went ahead and add my peppercorns in there. And then I've got a bunch more. I added 3 stalks of celery. And then we're ready to go. Just got to get the, like I said, waiting for the water. I am going to go ahead and turn it on. Get the water going so that it's because it's a big pot, so it takes it a little bit longer to heat up. So I'm going to go ahead and get it started. By the time that we kind of get it a little bit warm, maybe the water will be, our RO water will be filled up a bit more, so then I can add more water to it. But yeah, we're ready to go. We will cook this for about 4 hours. After that, we'll strain it and get it in our jar so that we can can it. Hopefully we're not going to have, let's see, it's 2 o'clock, so hopefully we're not going to have too much of a long Friday night of canning. But I think it'll work out really good. But yeah, we've got our first batch ready and started. Okay, so I went ahead and I thought I got enough water, and that's about as much water as I wanted to put in it. So I've got it heating up. One thing I'm going to add is that you don't want to boil it. As you're cooking it, you want to bring it to a boil to heat up, and then you'll turn it down to have it kind of simmer. Last year we didn't have much of a problem, but this can happen. You'll get a film on top of your boil as it boils. If you do get that, to get a more, I guess, pure or, a cleaner looking stock, you just take a spoon and skim the top of that off. And discard it and don't use it. You don't want to mix it into your mix, just because it'll just keep on happening. So, but yeah, I've got it ready. I've got it on, and here in about 4 hours, we'll start canning. So we got finished boiling the stock. I've already ladled it out. Well, partially ladled it out. I took our big strainer out. There's all my stuff. We then ladle the liquid from here to, I guess I can move this back over here, to this pot, and then from this pot goes to our jars for canning. My canner fits 7 quarts, so we'll do 7 quarts, and then it looks like we'll probably have, probably another canner full. So hopefully at least another 7 quarts left to do. But yeah, I think that's it. We'll get the canner started and hopefully not be up till 1 o'clock in the morning. So we got 7 quarts canned. We just got them out of the canner and they're cooling. And we just added the last and final 7, and we did get a not quite a pint that we're just going to put in the fridge tonight once it cools down, and we'll probably use that tomorrow or this weekend sometime. We'll get the canner going again, and hopefully we'll be done. See, at 9:30. Hopefully we'll be done by 11. So it's not quite 1 a.m. like we typically do. So we're doing good.